I've invented a concept which I think is really useful for every business, and it can be stolen from a brilliant guy called Will Guidara. He wrote a book called Unreasonable Hospitality, and he tells the story in that book of how he took 11 Madison Park from number 50 in the world to number 1. He does the opposite of what most people would have done. So he takes a cross-section of his staff from the kitchen, from the front of house, etc., to dine at the number 1 restaurant in the world. At the end of the evening, they're all talking about what impressed them. And Will Guidara says something really fascinating. They're all talking about what was good about the experience. And Will says, I'm not interested in any of that. I'm not interested in copying them, what they already do. I want to know what about the experience was slightly disappointing. And then I'm going to double down on making the 2 things this restaurant was disappointing about utterly brilliant. I call this reverse benchmarking. In other words, it's the opposite of benchmarking. Don't ask what your competitors are good at and try and copy that. What you're doing by that is you're optimizing for the wrong thing. I would argue, and I would as an advertising guy, you should optimize for attention. In other words, make a difference where people notice. And where you get attention and surprise is in doing something that nobody was expecting.